the bang, we the bang, we the bang, we the bang. AaroniMoses, AaroniMoses, we the bang, we the bang, we the bang, we the bang. Hey, like, share, comment, subscribe, 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 like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yo, what up? It's AaroniMoses, and I got a video request from Chris Washington 4 days ago on my video on purpose. What is this? Purpose? How to do what? How to create your purpose, I believe. I can't see what it's called without clicking on it, and I'm not about to do all that. First of all, I'm not going to make a video on how to be carefree, because I'm not carefree. And I don't want anybody to live a carefree life, because, you know, that feels like saying you just don't have shit and you're just going to bum and not give a fuck about shit. And, you know, you have to have cares, you know. But one thing that separates me from a lot of people that I know, a lot of people who think they're important and a lot of people who think they have real lives, is the fact that I continue to strive and prosper. I always strive and prosper. But I'm not one to stress. I'm not one to stress. And if you watched my last video on boredom, I told you, I described this a little bit, which is really where I got the inspiration to do this video. Fuck it, I'm gonna put my feet on the futon. I don't give a fuck. But I was describing this, and I came across Chris Washington's comment and decided to make this video. So, one thing I told you, I don't stress, but when the situation presents itself to stress, when I have that opportunity, when bad things happen, I only get sad or angry. And one reason that I either get sad or angry is because I programmed myself to only feel these things that are going to make the situation better. I've seen people who their number one reaction for anything, a little spilt piece of fucking, little spilt milk, first thing is the stress. Stress. I get this from my family, really. My family doesn't really stress that much, but any little thing they get angry or they get fucking sad, I mean, because there are a whole bunch of females, but it really comes from me taking certain journeys and being through certain things in life. Now, one reason why I say stress is horrible, I mean, just because stress is just an extension of self-harm. Stress is a drug, and I was actually watching a video yesterday, and I was pretty out of it. I was fucking sleepy. I had been in the studio, all of that. But what the man was talking about was how your body basically gets addicted to stress. It gets used to it. When you send these chemicals to your body that come from stress, your body your cells send signals to your brain to send it more of these chemicals that are a result of you stressing. So it becomes a habit. I broke that habit. Now my habit is to get angry and to get depressed about things. Why do I choose those two things? Number one is because anger makes me happy. A lot of people say, you know what, people like to go to horror movies and be scared and have things pop out at them in 3D glasses. I'm not one of those people. Horror movies are cool. Feeling that fear and just being on edge the whole time is cool. But The way that I like to embrace and feel my own fear is through anger, and everybody knows that anger is just an extension of fear. It's just a result of fear. All anger comes from a seed of fear inside you. So that's how I like to feel it. When I feel angry, I feel happy. I feel motivated. I feel hot. I want to get up. I want to extend myself. I want to expand myself into the fucking world. I don't have anger problems. It's just, I choose anger. I choose anger over anything. Now with the depression thing, if you watched my last video, what are you doing? Little cute ass. You're not supposed to be looking like a third world child. Playing with a pizza box. I clean my house. It's just when I leave my dog out, she goes through the trash, and I just don't feel like picking that shit up sometimes. I clean it up before I go to work and shit. But the reason that I feel sadness is because I was reading an article, and it's just not one article that I get these things from. But I was reading an article shortly after I continued my research. But it was saying that it's unhealthy for you to ignore depression and sad feelings because it'll just build up and it'll turn into something else. It's this whole ticking time bomb. So when you feel sad about something, indulge in it and feel that sadness. Basically meditate on that sadness. Let yourself be fucking sad. I know in a lot of these self-help videos, I tell you to, fix the situation, switch your routine, create a new schedule, make some new goals, stop fucking around, stop sitting around and doing dumb shit. Don't do anything that you wouldn't recommend to anybody else. But with the sadness, sometimes you have to sit in it. Sometimes you have to sit in it. When you're a little kid, potty training, your parents let you sit in your wet shit. Your wet piss, so you would know how it feels to be uncomfortable and to really piss and shit on yourself. And eventually, you try to make it not a habit to shit and piss on yourself. You might have pissed on yourself in the bed when you were asleep for less than a year, hopefully. I don't know how long I pissed in the bed. I don't remember. But the point is, you have to sit in that shit to be able to grow from it. Whenever I do that, the longer and the deeper the depression and the longer that I sit in it, to a limit. I have my limitations how long I can just be sad and do nothing and shit. But the longer that I do that, the more clarity that I gain after. I definitely always bounce back with some kind of counter emotion that my brain has just been storing and building from all this sadness swirling around inside it. It's just building up this big ass. And my first thing is, you know what? Fuck this shit. And I just get up and I just go do something crazy. Being sad also contributes a lot to my creativity. If you hear me write songs, it's because I usually don't write songs out of anger. And you can tell when I write songs out of anger. But when it's something like very poetic, flowy, chill, it usually came from some kind of spell of me just not feeling the greatest. Sometimes I just consciously make myself sad, and I just sit and I'm like, you know what? They killed Amy Winehouse. Back to Black was my favorite album. And I just go and just sit and just be sad. People, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Don't talk to me. And I just do it and just use it. Now, okay. So, how not to stress. If you don't want to be a crazy bipolar motherfucker and fuck with your brain chemicals like I do, I don't know, I need to speak to my doctor about that. I don't know if that's healthy or not. I haven't been seeing my therapist because my schedule got fucked up and we're just playing games and just disrespecting each other right now. My therapist, me, my manager who makes my schedule. Just bad timing. Nobody's disrespecting each other. I'm just kidding. But one thing it is that I do, when bad things happen, the third thing that I do is just step back. I feel nothing. I feel really numb to what's going on. And I feel like the depression that I've gone through has given me the capability of just not giving a shit about anything at all. Being depressed to the point where you don't give a fuck about your mom dying from her having an anxiety attack because you killed yourself. Now she's fucking dead. Now your sister's on fucking drugs because her dad doesn't give a fuck about her either. And she dropped out of college and started doing all this crazy shit. She's killing motherfuckers, prostituting herself, getting HIV spread all over the town and shit. Just me not just considering, look, this is not gonna go away. I'm this fucking sad. I don't give a shit about my life. But the last thing that I was saying, the point that I was getting to, is that being depressed and having anger problems growing up, I had pretty horrible blackout anger problems. And you know, being angry makes you destructive. It makes you do things and think thoughts that totally detach yourself from the outcome of things. So when you're angry and you're like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna burn this motherfucking house down, fuck that motherfucking dog, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna fucking do this, I'm gonna do this, fuck that shit. That's a certain feeling that you get. And it's just the feeling of being detached from not having any attachment to what happens next is what I use. It's with no anger in mind. You know, that's the red version of being detached. The anger. I don't give a fuck. I will kill everybody in this house and burn this motherfucker down. Kick this shit out that dog. Put that fucking cat in the microwave. And steal this truck. Pawn all this jewelry. And be in California. Sell some weed. Go to Mexico. I mean, that's not the whole thought process of somebody who's angry. Like, I don't give a shit. I'll kill everybody in this house. I'm gonna burn this motherfucker. You know, you take that black hole and feel how that feels, okay? You do that for depression. I don't care. I don't care if my mom dies because she has a heart attack because I killed her myself. I don't care if I'm on the news. I don't care if nobody at school's gonna cry if I die. I don't care. Everything fucking sucks. I don't have a girlfriend. I stink. I'm always drunk. You take that, not giving a fuck about the future, and you put that with the anger, and you come to this. You come to AaroniMoses, okay? I mean, there's a lot of other psychological things that's going on in my life that makes me not give a shit about the outcome, the next thing that's gonna happen. Okay, the rent is short. We're gonna be homeless. I mean, I don't really give a fuck. You have to be present. Somebody stole my girlfriend's car. She was going nuts. I didn't give a fuck. I honestly thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. She was gonna break my phone, then I would have slapped her. But other than that, I thought the shit was funny. I didn't feel any negativity. I thought there were some pussies, but other than that, I was good. You know, every time. There's only been a couple times, like, I don't know. What else could contribute to this? I mean, growing up, my punishment was always getting shit taken from you. You know, you keep arguing over the game, we're gonna take the game. Fuck it. You're making too much noise with that toy. I'm trying to watch TV. Take the toy. Take this. And eventually I was just like, I don't give a fuck. You're just gonna take it anyway. People fucking leaving my life that should never leave a person's life, especially with that position and power that they had. That person just leaving made me just not give a fuck about certain things. People leaving. I went to 13 different schools, I believe. 10 to 12 different schools. Knowing that I would never have a real friend, I would never grow up with a friend ever, nobody to share my childhood with, besides my family, who I just moved 700 miles away from, that made me just not give a fuck. All these things probably made me really depressed and angry. But that just helps me not stress. I look at people and I see that they stress, and I know that motherfucker's gonna get a brain tumor. You're gonna die when you're 52. You never smoked a goddamn cigarette in your life. But I bet your ass is gonna have lung cancer. You don't work in a steel mill, nothing. But you stress so much that you're gonna get a blood clot in your lungs, whatever the fuck, breast cancer. I don't know what anger causes, what kind of cancer anger causes. I mean, depression, stress causes. But people stress, and I literally, when I think of people stressing, I literally think of them in a room just doing that. And I just can't picture myself doing that. Just like, I don't even know what stress really feels like, honestly. So I really shouldn't be making a video about stress, because I can't really describe what it feels like. You're just a whole bunch of things bombarding you, a whole bunch of different emotions. That's why you gotta pick one, bro. One. But me just not giving a fuck, I think it's a spiritual thing. I think it's some of that crown chakra action. Shout out to Avatar, definitely watch that. Look at the crown chakra, listen to what that means. Research what that means. But the most carefree thing you can do is live a stress-free life and figure out how to work with what you already have that's not stress, and use that. Stress doesn't help anything grow, bro. Stress doesn't make anybody's life better, and makes people look 10 years older than they really are, because they're always in the dark room doing this. Like, bro, no, fuck that. So that's it. I don't give a